Hi everyone, this is Udhay here. I welcome you all to this course, and you all know that we are looking at the current affairs in the form of MCQs, and from this lesson we are starting the January month current affairs, January 2020. It is mainly focusing on 2020 IAS Prelims, and the topic that is covered today are Climate Change Performance Index, JAMS Social Security Agreement, and Inner Line Permit. Okay, let's move on to the question. Question number 1, consider the following. GHG emission. That is statement 1. Statement 2, renewable energy. Statement 3, energy use. Statement 4, climate policy. So which of the following is not an indicator for monitoring countries in climate change performance index? So pause the video and try to answer it. So here the answer is, that is, you need to find which is not. Okay. So here if you consider the first statement, second statement, third statement, fourth statement, all are actually right. So climate change performance index is something which is including these four as four different categories under which we have 14 different indicators. Okay, so these four are actually right, and hence D is the answer. So here if you see, CCPI is basically climate change performance index. Okay, it is a monitoring tool of climate protection performance. So it is a monitoring tool basically used for comparing different countries on their progress, okay, that is made in the area of climate change protection. So what the countries are actually trying to do in order to bring down the climate change. Okay, so that is what is the basic aim of this particular CCPI, and the ranking is based on 14 indicators under 4 categories. So the 4 categories are basically something that we have seen in the question: GHG emission, renewable energy, energy use, and climate policy. The CCPI result illustrates that the main regional difference in the climate protection and performance within 57 evaluated countries and EU. Okay, so it is basically giving out some difference, regional difference. So what it is? So still no country performs well. That is, no country is performing well in the index, and they are not scoring well in the categories that is being divided, and hence the first 3 rank basically remains empty. So this is very important. So there might be even a question: which of the following reports or indicators or index which has the first 3 ranks empty? Maybe there is a chance. Okay, so if this is one of the not only one, I will say only one indicator or ranking system where the first 3 ranks remains empty because there is no good performance by any country. So this is something you need to make a note of. And the 4th rank is given to Sweden, 5th to Denmark, 6th to Morocco. So if you see Morocco and all, it is not a very well developed country, but at the same time they are performing well in case of climate change. Okay, and the bottom 5 is going to be shocking for you. So the bottom 5 in this year is Islamic Republic of Iran, 57, the Republic of Korea. It is considered developing almost it is on the verge of developed countries. Okay, so Republic of Korea 58, Chinese Taipei 59, Saudi Arabia, one of the richest country, 60, and we have United States of America, which is at 61. So United States of America is the worst performer as per this particular index. So they basically they are not doing anything in order to bring down the climate change effect. So they are not doing anything. That is what is very much explicit from this particular report. Okay, so where India stands? What is the performance of India? India is among the top 10 nations as per the climate change performance index. So top 10, we are telling it as a top 10. So what is the exact position? I'm not going to reveal it because I expect you to mention it in the comment section. So just Google it, you'll know it. So mention it in the comment section so that we'll have some interactive answers and sessions. Okay, and India resolves to reach 175 gigawatts of clean energy capacity by 2020. So this is one of the important effort that India has took, and because of that India has claimed some ranking. Okay, and the country has already achieved 84 gigawatts of clean energy capacity, including 32 gigawatts of solar and 37 gigawatts of wind energy. So this is a very important point which you can quote very well in any of your answers because this is one of the most important sustainable development which India is taking. Okay, so this is one of the most important sustainable development action. Okay, and at present India's total installed capacity, power generation capacity is around 365 gigawatts. So we have the total capacity 365 gigawatts, and 84 gigawatts is being clean energy. Second question: which of the following statement about GIMS, Government Instant Messaging System, that was developed in the backdrop of raising concerns about spyware, Pegasus, is incorrect? Statement A: designed and developed by Microsoft under Project Sangam. Statement B: package for central and state government departments and organizations for intra and inter-organization communication. Statement C: it is safe, developed in India, server hosting it is within the country. Statement D: it employs end-to-end encryption for one-to-one messaging. So we need to find the incorrect option here. Okay, so pause the video and try to answer it. So here if you see, the incorrect statement is basically the first statement. It is not developed by Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft has no link to it. So basically the B, C, D, all three options are right. So package, it is a package for central and state government, for the government departments and organizations for intra and intercommunication. Okay, it is safe, yes. So developed in India, yes. Server hosting it is within the country. So because of that, so since you should be knowing that WhatsApp, Facebook and other communication related social medias are basically, their servers are hosted in United States of America. Okay, so because of that, the information that is being shared here basically passes to that server, and then it comes back to our server, even if you are sending a message from Chennai to Delhi. Okay, so this message goes to the server which is existing at California. Okay, and then it comes back to India. So anyway, this kind of communication is basically blocked when you are using a server which is hosted in India. Okay, so that is one of the important item here. It employs end-to-end encryption for one-to-one messaging. So that's also existing. So the first statement is wrong. The A is the answer. So it is developed and designed by the Kerala unit of National Informatics Center. So NIC you should be knowing, and the Kerala unit basically designed and developed it, and it is a secure Indian alternative without any security concern, attached with the apps hosted abroad or those owned by the foreign entities. So like WhatsApp, GIMS employs end-to-end encryption from one-to-one messaging. So the launch of the new app comes amid the recent controversy over the WhatsApp breach, after the Indian Express first reported that some Indian users' mobile devices were targeted through a spyware called Pegasus. So this is basically a spyware which has attacked Indian mobile users through WhatsApp. So that is the biggest concern, and this GIMS is a better alternative. Okay, so that is what they are telling, but it is going to be used currently by the government and government officials, government employees. Okay, GIMS touted as the safer bet, as a platform has been developed in India. The server is hosted and installed within the country, and the information stored would be government-based cloud. NIC operated data centers that are only meant for captive use by government and its department. Okay, so it is going to be an internal communication tool. Question number 3. Recently, Cabinet approved a social security agreement with which of the following countries that would enable workers of both nations to avoid making double social security contribution while they stay in each other's territory? So pause the video and try to answer it. So here they are actually telling that there is some social security agreement which is being paid by the citizens of a foreign country who is coming to India, and the citizen and the person who is going to some other country, and he is paying the social security contribution there. Okay, so it is actually they are trying to avoid a double social security contribution. Okay, so it is which country? It is basically Brazil. Okay, so it is between India and Brazil. This agreement has been social security agreement, which has been enabling the workers of both nations to avoid making double social security contribution while they stay in each other's country. So if there is an Indian who is going and working in Brazil, there he does not pay the social security benefit. He may pay it in India, or he may pay it there. He doesn't want to pay it in both the countries. Okay, if he pays in Brazil, it's okay. He doesn't want to pay it here. If he pays in India, it's okay. He doesn't want to pay it in Brazil. Okay, it works both sides. And as I say, with Brazil will help in avoiding double social security contribution by the workers, easy remittance of benefit. So that what is the advantage of it? If the expense through the double contribution is reduced, so what will be the case? Okay, so the remittance, that is the kind of money that will be sent back to the country, is going to increase, and the aggregation of the contribution period, and also the to prevent the loss of benefit. So basically, by totalization, they are calling it as totalization. By making totalization, they are actually trying to prevent the loss that is being incurred by the person who is working in that country or in our own country. Okay, move on to the fourth question. With reference to the inner line permit regime, consider the following statement. Statement 1. Inner line permit is an official travel document issued by Government of India to allow inward travel of an Indian citizen into a protected area for a limited period. Statement 2. Presently, ILP is applicable in 4 states of India, and Manipur was the first state to come under ILP. Statement 3. At present, 2 different kind of ILP is issued by Government of India, and obtaining ILP is purely voluntary for Indian citizens. So we need to choose the right answer here. Pause the video and try to answer it. So here, if you see, you need to choose the right option here. So the first statement is basically right. It is an official travel document which is issued by the Government of India, and it allows inward travel of an Indian citizen in a protected area. Okay, that's the right statement. So second is basically it is half true of wrong. Okay, so here the presently ILP is applicable in 4 states in India. That's right. Manipur was the first state to come under ILP. No, Manipur was a recently added state for ILP. Okay, so Manipur has been recently added. It does not it is not the first state. Okay, so second is wrong. Third statement, it has 2 different kind of ILP. That's right. And ILP is purely voluntary. No, it is not voluntary. It is mandatory. If an person who is going some other part of the country to Manipur, they need to get this ILP. Without it, they are not allowed there. Okay, so it is mandatory. It is not voluntary. So the answer here B. So here, if you see, inner line permit is an official travel document issued by the Government of India to allow inward travel of an Indian citizen into protected area for a limited period. Okay, it is obligatory for Indian citizen. It is obligatory. Okay, so previously it was mentioned in the option as voluntary. It is obligatory. Okay, for Indian citizens from outside those states to obtain permit for entering into the protected areas. So the document is an effort by the government to regulate the movement to certain areas located near the international border of India. So they are basically regulating the movement of people who are moving or going to the border areas. Okay, there are different types of ILPs. One is tourist, and the other for people who intend to stay for longer periods, often for employment purpose. So there are 2 categories, and one is for tourists who are going and visiting the places and being a tourist, and the second is for long-term periods. Basically, who will go for long-term periods? Someone who is going to be employed there, right? So it is for employment purpose. And Manipur was the 4th state after AP or Nagaland and Mizoram where ILP has been made applicable. So Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. So these are the states that you need to keep in mind. Okay, so ILP is an important concept. So there might be a question because there is a new state which has been added, right? So anyway, thanks for watching. So that's all from our lesson, guys. So keep sharing it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel, like the video,